So it was me and Shedinja, and we were locked up in prison, um, casually overhearing as the guards watched the news in the room next door um, about Hannah's rampage that she went on. Her and her Houndoom Dozer were just running amok. Rhayes, have you seen the movie Jurassic Park 3?
Yes.
That's the one where the T-Rex is in San Francisco, I do think. So Hannah's like a T-Rex in this story, just tearing people apart in Waukegan, Illinois, oddly enough. A very strange place for her to be. She's not even in like Kanto
Wow.
or anything. I don't know why she was in Waukegan, and I don't know why Waukegan even came to mind. It made no sense whatsoever. But that's where she was. So we're overhearing this, and the guard naturally has his boots propped up on his desk. He's got one of those big fancy skeleton keys, like an old west. It's one of those jail cells. He's twirling it around, and I said, you know what I said, Rhayes? Do you know what I said?
What did you say?
I said, "Hey man, look over here." And he looked over there, and you know how like when the kids hold their hands below their waist and they do like the OK sign, and then they get to punch you. It was like that, except I held a Shedinja hole up and he looked into it and his soul was sucked in there into oblivion. And we were able to get the key as it clattered to the ground and
Fuck.
escape prison. So, hey, everybody, welcome to Pokemon After Darkrai. That's the name of the show. I know Holds Bar, No Nothing podcast where we talk about Pokemon and we hurt the ones we love. And baby, we love everything and everyone. And my name is Brett. That's me. Across from me, sitting, is not Hannah. She's gone for a couple weeks here, tending to home stuff and work stuff. But replacing her is the beautiful, the effervescent, the knowledgeable Rhayes has been so kind to join us for this episode. How's it going, buddy? How are you?
Good. Very good. How's it going, man?
It's going fantastic. It's great to see you. It's always a good time when we can pry um, the Pokemon Go radio people away from PGR for a minute, really ride them coattails directly into the grave, dragging everyone along with us for the ride. It's awesome. And anytime we can get you to audibly betray and say, I love After Darkrai more than the boys, is truly a great day
Oh
in our
yeah.
history. I love it.
Well, I've been on. This is my third appearance, and every time has been really real enjoyable. I haven't been on a PGR one. I
Aha!
met. Yeah. See.
Yeah.
See.
What do your move, PGR. Watch them come get you, and then they'll be like, you'll have to bring that up when they do, and be like, oh wow, I see, come calling to you. I don't think the boys listen to this program, to be honest with you.
They should.
They
They
should.
really should. They should.
I will stop throwing them shade. I love poking them, but
Oh yeah. They could take it.
oh, they for sure can. Let's see here. Wow, GoFest is right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
It's running. It's running amok like that T-Rex in San Francisco. Uh, when are they gonna catch that T-Rex? Oh God.
Just keep it away from Niantic.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. So wow, GoFest when this comes out is just over a week away, and then right before this is Tepig Community Day, which
Yes.
peek behind the veil. This isn't recorded live, listener. As you're listening to it, it is not a live recording. You've downloaded it after the fact. I know, shocking. How well do you think you did on Tepig Day?
Maybe 30 shinies.
Whoa! Oh my gosh! Fucking test him for performance enhancing drugs is what I say.
It always depends on availability, and it's a triple dust. So like, while Tepig isn't too exciting, the dust is nice. So
You're absolutely right, and I fully expect that even if people aren't up and crazy about Tepig, they will be up about the Stardust for sure.
Yeah, and with GoFest around the corner, I think it was a good idea to have a starter or something that, wasn't as exciting,
Well, I actually like Tepig, so I'm excited for it, and the shiny looks really good too.
It
So
does. It
I
does.
I love me a little fire piggy.
Yeah.
So I'm down with it. I think
No,
it's
I'm
better.
not disregarding any of those Pokemon if
Sure.
someone really loves it.
I think it's definitely better than like a Swablu community day. That's for
Oh,
sure.
oh yeah. Yes. It's always nice to have a new shiny.
Did they say what this the people listening to this are like? Oh my god, we already know the answers to this. Move on. But did they say what the? I'm sure they said what the charge move is. Is it Blast Burn again?
It's Blast
Yeah,
Burn.
I figured.
They're all the starters are getting the Blast Burn, Frenzy Plant, Hydro Cannon.
It seems like I've been hovering around 6 for every community day, so it's probably a safe bet to say I'll get at least 6. So that's
Gotcha.
what I'm gonna guess, and I'm gonna guess Hannah is gonna get she actually has to work, like she will be at the hospital working, so I'm gonna guess
Man.
she gets 2. Actually, you know that I'm gonna guess she gets 4 because I bet she's.
I'm sorry to interrupt. Does she use a auto catcher or no?
No, neither of us do.
Okay.
We like to toil for our Pokemon. We don't like to play.
Gotcha.
So you know that phrase "work smarter, not harder." We've never heard that before, even though I just said it. So like everything has to be done the most convoluted and difficult way possible, or else it wouldn't be after Darkrai. But yeah, Tepid Community. I hope everybody had a lot of fun and caught a lot. And happy July 4th to all of our American friends. Hope you got to see some family and eat some cooked pig.
Yeah, it's a pretty fitting theme, Pokemon for the 4th of July.
Also, I want to say real quick, happy Pride Month. We forgot to mention it during the last couple shows. Me and Hannah are, I consider myself an ally, and we are supporters of Pride in general. So I just wanted to say happy Pride Month to all of our friends.
Happy Pride Month.
Hell yeah. And you know what? It's no longer June, but it's always Pride Month in our hearts, folks. So celebrate it year round, baby. Oh, what else? I think that's it, except for did you catch anything recently that you want to brag about? Anything stand out to you? Because I got one.
I did. I got one. We're coming off of the Bidoof event, which was fun.
Was fun. I actually really liked it.
I did too. I'm all in for the Niantic going all in on the meme. That they just kind of fully embraced it.
They did
with the social media posts, and the spawns everywhere. Special research on the 30th or no, the 1st on its Bidoof day. It got a day for itself. So that was fun.
They definitely leaned into it hard.
Yes, and I got a shiny on the first day. Yeah, I got a shiny on the first day, which was cool. I was just leaving my house going somewhere, and I was in the passenger seat, and I just clicked on one, and yep, it was shiny.
Funny story for mine is when Bidoof started, not when the quest came out or whatever. It's like what you said, like the first day it happened or something. It might have been even the second day. My mom was talking about, she's like, what color is it? And I told her it's kind of like a honey glazed gold or bronze. And she's like, she said, ooh, I want one. She's like, and then sure enough, later on, she sent a picture to the group chat. She actually caught one. And she's like, it only took me 200 going through like 200 Bidoofs to find it. And then I casually sent back a picture of my shiny Bidoof, and I said, I probably clicked on 3. And I swear, she said, it's probably going to take me 1,000 to get this damn thing when I left her. And I was like, I'll probably click on 2 or 3 and get one that way. She goes, and she laughed. She said, you're probably right. And that's exactly what happened. So
very nice.
Bidoof. I got a Bidoof. And then just today, I finally got the last form of Deoxys that I didn't have. I got invited to a heavy spaghetti. I got one. Feels good.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I know neither of us. I'm trying more this season on the PvP stuff. I'm like almost rank 18, almost.
Wow.
But I mean, I finished like rank 9 or something like that last season. I just kind of stopped. But Defense Form Deoxys, if anyone listening to this, I mean, that's a top tier Pokemon for Great League. So
it's a top tier Pokemon, period. In mind, like from the design standpoint, I love everything about Defense Form specifically.
Yeah,
like the other ones,
I Defense Form's a good look.
Defense Form is cool. I wish I had a shiny of it. So yeah, that's cool. We caught some cool stuff. That's great. There is one more thing before we move on to the GoFest stuff. I'm sorry. I also forgot to talk about this last week, and we'll probably bring this up again when Hannah's back on the show because she loved this as well. But we got a new review, and I have to read it. Always good to get reviews. Do that thing that I always say to do that no one ever does. Someone actually did. So thank you to username Umbreon is my fave Pokemon.
Okay.
Thank you so much for the review. It says, subject, yes, smiley face. Help me. I'm a kid listening to this podcast. Joke. I love this even though me a kid. Who cares? Oh, and Meryl is my favorite Pokemon. Thanks for reading. Bye.
That is amazing.
So thank you very much. Umbreon is my favorite Pokemon. I hope you got all the shiny Meryls, which is your favorite Pokemon. And yes. I like the thought of this person being a child that's like under their covers and like listening to their podcast player so their parents don't catch them. I really thank you so much for listening. If you are in fact a kid, please don't get us in trouble with your parents. Parental advisory, we curse on this show and say horrible things all the time. So if we can be a positive influence and not get you grounded, that's great. I will try. No guarantees, but if you get busted with the junk, mister, if your mother is doing laundry and the podcast player falls out of your pants and she comes bursting in the room, she says, whose is this? And you say, it's not mine. I was holding it for a friend. Like, she's like, you're not supposed to listen to this Brett and Hannah now. They're bad people. Like, that's on you for getting caught, man.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you so much. Umbreon is my favorite Pokemon. Means a lot that you gave us a review. I showed that to Hannah, and if she was drinking something, she probably spit it out because she loved it too. So we'll actually probably bring that up again when she's on the show, just so that she can talk about it. So
that's a beautiful review.
It is, and you're a beautiful person. Everyone and all y'all, every single one, all y'all. Hey man, GoFest, it's here. We're doing it.
Yes, sir.
Now we talked about Saturday already once on the show.
Okay.
So we'll just go ahead briefly since this is like after Darkrai's guide to GoFest. So Rhayes, I consider you a rating master is what I would say. I would say you know more about rating than anybody that I know personally. I would say that you go hard into it more than definitely the casual player, and even more so than the people that I think play every day in general. Am I somewhat close, would you say?
Yeah, it's definitely when it got introduced, it became like my favorite part of the game.
There you go.
So yeah.
So you're on the show in part because I'm in love with you. I love you and I'm in love with you, but also besides the point, don't tell anyone.
Love you too, Brett.
Don't tell your wife. This will be our secret. But apart from that, like it'll be valuable to hear what you have to say about Sunday, which is raid day, which I think we might have talked about it for like a hot second when Hannah was on, but we really needed to. I don't think all the details were quite out yet when we recorded that last episode. So gotcha. Now that they are, and we have you can probably give us some tips and tricks and maybe learn how to prioritize with your friends or whatever comes to mind. We'll default to what you say. And then occasionally I'll probably say some stupid remark that's meant to be funny that no one will find funny. Except for Umbreon is my favorite Pokemon. He'll be under his covers going, hee 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 hee. or she. I don't know how you identify it. It's not for me to say. But hey, so real quick, let's just run over Saturday really quick since this is, the GoFest show. So obviously we all know it's July 17th and 18th. It's 5 buckaroonios. Every hour is going to be a different habitat. There's jungle, desert, mountain, ocean, beach, and cave. 2 of those sound like Febreze fragrances. And they'll all have different Pokemon. I guess we'll go over this real quick. Jungle Habitat will feature Scyther, Apom, Froakie, and more. Desert Mountain will smell like a dream and feature Pokemon such as Skarmory, Shieldon, Hippopotas, and more. Ocean Beach will feature Pokemon such as Dratini, Swablu, Aloma, Loma, 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 and more. And Cave will feature Roggenrola, Galarian, Stunfisk, Dino, and more. Raids on Saturday will feature Pokemon such as Hitmontop, Cranidos, and Dino, plus Galarian Ponyta and Galarian Zigzagoon wearing special costumes will be appearing in raids. The music is going to depend on which Pikachu you pick. So at the start of the quest, you'll be able to pick a Pikachu. There's Popstar Pikachu, and what's the other one called? Rockstar? Probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Rockstar and Popstar.
You'll pick one of those Pikachus. That'll dictate what kind of music you're going to get during the event that you'll no doubt have on mute. Pokemon related to music such as Chimico, Kricketot, Audino, and the special costume Pikachu will be appearing in the wild throughout the day. The regional Pokemon Chatot will also be appearing during GoFest. You'll get a free shirt avatar item. Shiny Whismur, Chimico, Audino, and Tympole will be making their debuts during this event. Yeah, so throughout the event, you will be acting as a show director, putting together a band of various Pokemon after you've picked whichever Pikachu you want to start with. And then throughout the day, you will also, I'm assuming as you progress through the special quest, you'll have to pick between Galarian Ponyta or Zigzagoon, Gardevoir or Flygon, and form your band. So I'm really looking forward to that. There's also collection challenges for each with each one themed after a different habitat hour. And during those hours, different Pokemon will be attracted to incense. So jungle, you have different unknowns: Ludicolo, Chatot, Leafeon, Superior. Desert Mountain has Flareon, Unknown, Tyranitar, Flygon, Throw. Ocean Beach, Gyarados, Vaporeon, Azumarill, Unknown, and Sawk. And Cave will be Umbreon, Unknown, Gardevoir, Absol, and Galvantula. And during the event hours, Pokemon appearing in the wild and attracted incense will have increased chances of being shiny. Shiny Unknown F, Shiny Throw, and Shiny Sock will also be making their appearances. And that is basically the gist of day one. Rhayes, do you have anything you want to say about that before we move on to day 2?
Yes, I didn't have this in mind, but when you brought up Dino, that is going to be a very popular raid boss, kind of like Gibble was last year.
Absolutely.
Keep in mind, this is no guarantee, but they did a Gibble Community Day about a year later. So if you want to save money or passes for day 2, because I don't think you're going to see anything but legendaries day 2, and we'll talk about that soon. Kind of weigh what you want to do when it comes to doing dino raids. If you want to go that route to chase the shiny, because currently it's locked behind 12K eggs. And it's like the rarest thing to hatch out of the egg, and then trying to hatch the shiny. So it's like, whatever, one in
ridiculous,
100,000 odds or whatever.
Well, it also appears during one of the incense hours too. So you may get lucky there, but people will. You're right. People will go hard for that, just like they did for Gibble to try and get that shiny down.
So yeah, I mean, if you want to go that route, that's completely up to you, to anyone listening. But just keep in mind that it's definitely something that under the old Community Day format, this thing is a lock to get a Community Day at some point, and I still believe that. Again, it might not be a year from now, and then like next year they might do the same thing with like Axew.
I was gonna say
in 2023 it will have a Community Day, So just keep that in mind if you want to possibly save passes for day 2. It depends on your patience and what you want, which each individual wants.
That is, I'm so happy that I nailed that prediction. I said a while ago when they first announced GoFest that they do something with Dino and completely skip Axew, because Dino's already been available to us.
Yeah.
And Axu might be the rarest thing in the game, short of event Pokemon that, like a regional or some shit. Like,
I know. I think it's like that Archon and the Tortuga, the turtle.
well, to be
Those
fair, they
three.
had a fossil event where you could potentially hatch Archon
True.
and the turtle out of the eggs.
That's true.
I know I think I hatched 2 turtles and I gave one away, and
Okay.
I hatched 1 Archon. So I mean, I got them. Axu, I've never hatched one. My entire friend group, nobody's had one except for Allison, and she gave it to me for no reason. She's just like, "Do you want it?" And I was like, "Sure." So I took it. So I do have 1 Axu, and he's a 2-star. He's just sitting there waiting for enough rare candy to evolve someday.
Yeah.
But I know as soon as I do, as soon as I spend all the rare candy to evolve this bad lad, they're gonna announce that something's gonna happen. They're like, "Oh, hey, it's the Axu event. Time to chop your wood for winter. You know who can help? The Axe Face Pokemon, Axu. Here's 20,000 of them." That's just the way it is with this game,
Yeah, it always changes.
Yeah. So that's day 1. Absolutely. I like that advice. Keep in mind, they're 100% guaranteed. I will put my ownership stake in this show on the line. There will be a Dino Community Day eventually within the next 2 years.
Yes, I'm 100% agreeing with you. I think it's going to happen.
As with all things Pokemon Go, everything is cyclical. Everything's going to come around. If you missed something, like I missed Yveltal, it eventually comes back around. Like, it's going to happen for sure.
And the next time that comes around, the shiny will most likely be around with it.
Probably. But like, yeah, if you might miss something, but you'll never miss it forever. So just keep that in mind,
Yes.
So, and especially with the way shinies work in this game, like you might not get the shiny Dino that you really, really want, but you'll probably get 3 or 4 shinies that you weren't expecting to get that you also really, really like.
Yes.
So, I mean, keep that in mind. Like me personally, probably one of the ones that I'm really going to go after is shiny Zigzagoon, the Galarian one. I love that shiny. It's so good. It's beautiful.
It's so good.
Yeah, I want one really bad.
I've been fortunate to get 2 from raids.
Nice.
Was one from field? I think both were from raids. I can't remember. I know I was doing the field research tasks when they were featured in events, but yeah, I haven't evolved one yet, but I will be.
Yeah, even if I get a costumed one that can't evolve, I'll be okay with it because I probably if I get 1 shiny Galarian Zigzagoon, I won't evolve it anyway. But if I get 2, I'll evolve one of them.
Yeah,
but it's so good. That little raccoon boy is just, I love him so much with his wacky tongue. Oh my gosh. What's next here? Oh, day 2. We got to go over day 2, the raid day, baby. Man, that sucker is jam-packed. This is the day that is extreme. Let's be honest. This event is really exciting all the way around.
It is.
Last year, day 2 was okay, but not compare. If you could took last year's second day and compared it with this year's second day, this year blows it out of the water as far as I'm concerned.
It was rocket stuff last year.
It was. And I liked the rocket stuff. I thought it was fine. They made it, I was a little worried, but they made it easy enough that you didn't have to like really grind super hard on the rocket leaders and Giovanni. Like they made the barrier to entry kind of low. So I wasn't looking forward to doing more rocket stuff day 2. Luckily, I think they realized how popular remote raiding was and were like, hey, let's just go all in. And they sure did. So let's go over the event real quick here. Oh my God, there's so much. So lure modules will last for 3 hours. Special music, half hatch egg distance, event exclusive field research tasks, and Pokemon hatching from 7K eggs, including all the babies. Baby. Special stickers, unknown F and G will be checked by incense. All the Pokemon from day 1 can and will appear in day 2. So if you missed out on a shiny you really wanted from day 1, you might get lucky and get it on day 2. But day 2 will also feature every legendary raid boss, with I think the exception of 3, I think, are being left out.
the mythicals are being left out. So
well, the
like
mythicals, but also the Swords of Justice aren't in it.
they that so the photo I sent you, and I should have said this before the recording. I think they edited that photo, or I'm sorry, they edited their blog post. Niantic did, and they added each of them to certain hours.
Oh, okay. So they are in it.
They did it like a day or two later.
Okay.
And that completely skipped my mind. So yeah, was it Virizion, Cobalion, and Terrakion?
Yep.
So they're gonna be in there.
Okay, great.
I'm not
well,
sure
then that's every
hours.
legendary. So the only ones that you won't be able to get are the regional late guardians. If depending on what region you're in, you're not going to be able to get the other two. That's kind of the only bummer about it. But no worries.
You could remote now. You could remote to another country.
That's very true. People did that not too long ago with when they were in raids for a hot minute. If I remember correctly, yeah. So
if that is something that you want, I definitely advise going through like PokeGenie or the Poke. I think there's like a Poke Raid app or something like that. I haven't used it, but
or you could join the Pokemon Go Radio Discord if you go to their Patreon and donate some money. You can join them because I think there's people from the UK in there, right?
There's a couple. I know there's Scott. He's from New Zealand. I'm not entirely sure which one they have.
That's a good question. I'm not sure either. Because I know Europe by and large gets Mesprit, right? Is it Mesprit? I think
so. Yes.
We get Azelf here in the States, and then Asia gets Uxie.
Yes.
You could also join. There's you could find like a local Discord and see if anybody knows anybody. I mean, just it's all about networking. Facebook groups. Somebody knows somebody that's somewhere across the pond somewhere. That's the best. That's your best shot.
Yeah, we've talked about Pokeminers a couple of times in previous episodes. They have a raid channel, and a lot of these Discords use raid bots where you set up your profile, your level, and all that, your XP. It takes 5 minutes to set up, and then you can set up notifications for certain raid bosses. And there's like an explainer how to do it. And so if there's something you want to do that day, the Uxie or Mesprit, you could set it up. And then anytime someone calls one out, you got to be quick because I think they only allow 5 or 6 trainers, all those lobbies. But if you need it for the decks, and that's why you'd be doing it, that option is there. And there's other, like I said, I think PokeGenie is one. They have a raid option now built into their app. And that setup process is pretty quick too.
Yeah, absolutely. Get in if that's what you're going for is the late guardians you don't have. Definitely do that. Network. Just try to do as much pre-game planning as you can before the day gets here. Like you need to put in the work. You need to be able to put the work in to find the right people that can help you with those sort of things. So
yes.
And reach out if there's no shame in reaching out, and by and large I think mostly the community is willing to help, right?
So. Yeah, and if you want me just to dive right into it,
as long as it's deep enough. We don't want you to dive into the shallow end. That's very dangerous. Don't want to do that.
Always got to keep it deep.
That's what she said. That's the name of my porno.
This is setting you up.
Yeah, that's what she said. By the way, look, for YouTube watchers over here, doesn't it kind of look like Darkrai is like telling me secrets in the ear? He's like the worm tongue from Lord of the Rings whispering into the king's ear, like controlling him.
There's a pupper.
Hey, pupper appearance. What's up, pupper?
That's Wrigley.
Hi, Wrigley. Wrigley just had a birthday, didn't he?
Yeah, he just recently turned 2, which is crazy that he's still only 2.
We love our doggos here on this show.
Yes,
that's
sir.
For sure. Mine is sleeping somewhere, most likely probably in the bathroom, sleeping on the nice cool tile. She had a busy day today of running around.
That's a great day for a dog.
Oh, for sure. So back on subject here. The event as a whole starts at 10, runs to 6 p.m. local time. It's going to rotate. So it's rotating based on elements. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So You have wind, lava, frost, thunder, and then it repeats. So you have wind from 10 o'clock to 11, lava from 11 to 12, frost from 12 to 1, thunder from 1 to 2, and then it repeats wind to 2 to 3, lava from 3 to 4, frost from 4 to 5, and thunder from 5 to 6. So if you miss a raid boss or two in a specific biome that you wanted to get, just keep in mind it's going to come back through and be ready for it, you know? Give me 1 second. Allergies are kicking my ass. So real quick, the Pokemon available in the wind section will include Mewtwo, Ho-Oh, Latios, Regigigas, Altered Form Giratina, Cresselia, and Therian form Tornadus. I almost said Thunderous form Tornadus. Oh boy. Anybody from this group stand out to you?
Mewtwo is the big one.
Really? People aren't sick of Mewtwo yet?
No, because despite of me doing hundreds of raids for it, not hundreds, it's a couple. I still don't have like anything better than like a 96 and like a handful of crappy shinies. I'm not gonna go crazy, but you know, if someone sends me an invite and I'm free, I'll probably jump in, you know, accept it. I think you mentioned Ho-Ho, and I know that one. I know that one has been around a million times, and some people are sick of it.
Good shiny though.
It is. It's a great shiny, and it is very, very good in Master League. They gave it Incinerate, and then they gave it Earthquake. You can only get that with an Elite Charge TM, but it's very, very good in Master League. And I'm trying to.
Yeah, there was an event not too long ago that it had Earthquake on it, didn't it?
It had
I
it
remember right.
as like a research breakthrough kind of thing.
Yeah.
So everyone got one, and then if you got like a better IV one, you could put use an Elite Charge TM.
Right. With this I'll tell you something on this list that I'm not looking forward to, and that's Latios and Latios. Yeah, I guess technically they have to be in the game, but at this point, I'm just so tired of those things.
Yeah, and one of my points is that's going to be something like a shiny, because both shinies are available for those two. If that's something, for everyone listening, that's something you need. That's something you need to, point out in advance to the people that you're either going to be walking around with or that you're going to be remote raiding with. Is that, hey, I don't have this shiny. Can you help me do a handful of them? Make 1 or 2 each hour. Am I too loud?
No. It's the other person that just joined. I was never. Well, so you
I didn't see the join. I saw the left.
Eagle-eyed YouTube watchers will notice someone join the show. And then I held my finger up to tell her. I was trying to mute her, and it didn't give me. I couldn't find the option to mute her, and I went shh. And you thought I was talking to you, and then she just left.
Oh my gosh! Well, my AC just like kicked on, so it's like sometimes it sounds like a wind tunnel in my house.
Yeah, it's all good. That was actually my sister Jasmine. We're recording a episode of Jaws Breakers after we get done with this. So
awesome.
I don't know why she joined now. She wasn't supposed to get on until 10 o'clock. So anyway, where were we?
We were talking about raid bosses. So
we were
for each group, I definitely advise people to look at each group and kind of pick and choose what you want to do and what not to do, and then reach out to your local Discord, your raid group, your friends, and
definitely get on the same page as people for sure.
Exactly, because again, if you're just trying to jump into different remote lobbies and trying to, hey, this is something I forgot to write down. These are probably not going to have hour-long timers. I can't say that for sure.
Probably not.
If you're going to have 8 raid bosses or whatever it is, the number is per hour, they might have like 10-minute hatch times and maybe like 20-minute times to battle it. So
yeah. I would say you're probably right.
Something along those lines. So I definitely wouldn't put pressure on yourself to, message.
You need to tell
different
your
people.
group or whoever you plan on remoting with. I mean, obviously, if you're with people in person, then you should be fine. But if
Yes.
you're doing the event by and large remote or want to help somebody, you're like, hey, I don't want to use any of my passes on Latias or Latios, but I love that Regigigas shiny and I missed it the first time around. If you get a Regigigas, will you please help me do it? Like, they might not want to
Yes.
do it, but they might be willing to help you do it.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting at. And likewise, you might need to help them get a Latias or Latios. So
Exactly. And I mean, you get 21 total free passes on the day,
I was
which
going to
is
get to
awesome.
that, which is a lot for
Yes.
sure.
And 11 of them are remote.
Is Cresselia shiny out? I don't remember.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's a good shiny to go after. I guess out of this list, the only ones with no shiny is the Therian form Tornadus.
Correct.
Did they say any new shinies are going to be out? I know the speculation is Palkia and Dialga could be shiny, but they
No,
haven't said for sure.
No, everyone is kind of dead set on those two being November for the Diamond and Pearl release
You know what? That would honestly track
as like a cross promotion thing.
But when has Pokemon Go ever made sense? Just when you think that there's a pattern that they kind of follow, they always tweak it just a little bit. And go,
yeah.
You know what? Real quick, before we move on to Lava, I forgot to mention that that the mythical of this event is going to be Meloetta.
Yes.
Like, because last year the big deal was it Jirachi? Is that who it was?
Jirachi was.
No.
What the hell was last year?
Oh God, losing my mind.
This is bad.
It's real bad. We're showing our ass now. Fucking Pokemon experts over here.
Was it?
Wait, was it Shiny Celebi?
Shiny Celebi was a special rocket-based event, which was different.
I'm getting on my game right now, and I'm gonna look up mythicals, and I'm sure it'll jog my brain.
V. It starts with a V.
Victini.
So, yes, that was it, right?
Probably. He's in the game. Victini. Myth. I
kind of skip around for the mythicals.
Yeah.
Different generations.
Yeah. There's definitely some that they've definitely 100% skipped by. And it's weird because some of the mythicals, they just make them super available. Like Deoxys and Darkrai and Genesect have been all over the place already.
Yes. 2 forms of Genesect.
Yeah. Wow. Who'd you say it was? Victini? Victini's not a mythical. Oh yeah, it is. Here it is. I'm sorry. Caught 7/26/2020. So that was in fact GoFest last year.
Yes.
So you're absolutely right.
I think Jirachi was the year before. 2019. I think Jirachi was 2019.
You know what? That's right, because that was the last in-person one, and then the rest of the world that didn't attend the in-person one had to wait like a month or 2 months before they could get their Jirachi. So you're absolutely right. So this year is Meloetta. She's a music-y Pokemon. She's got 2 different forms. I don't think they've specified if you'll be able to pick, but I'm guessing, my guess is which form you get depends on which Pikachu you pick and how you outfit your band. That's just a speculation on my part. But both of them look good. And I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh, I got the one version of Meloetta that I hate. Like, I think everyone kind of has the same feelings towards Meloetta. She's just, she's cool. She's fine.
Yeah, nothing wrong with mythicals.
I don't think she's going to be like she's not going to be like Shiny Mew, like where everyone's going crazy for her.
Oh, no. No.
So lava hours here. We got Moltres, Entei, oh boy, Heatran, Reshiram, Groudon, Regirock, Therian Form, Landorus, and Yveltal. So real quick, the stinkers are going to be Entei. So tired of Entei. Probably Regirock, just because they just had the Reggies back.
Yes.
And Therian Form Landorus, they just had those not too long ago as well. And even though Yveltal is still kind of new, I'm all for the Death God bird because I missed out on it. You think people would be tired of Groudon by now, but that shiny hunt will never stop.
Yes, and then something I forgot to mention before was a lot of these. I wrote down like PvP, PvE, or shiny. Those are like the three main things.
Yeah.
But there was a fourth thing that everyone's going to be chasing for different reasons for day 2, and that's XL candy. Because now any legendary that you catch is 3XL. So whether you want to power up what you have, that could be something that you might want to do as well. If you got 100% Groudon, but you want to just power it up more, just to get more XL, that's something you could definitely do. Because I got a dog squeaking at toy.
I know, I can hear. It's totally okay. Totally fine. I'll say, like, for most of the lava hour, I'm kind of uninterested. Like, if I got a shiny Heatran, I'd be happy, but I wouldn't do 20 Heatran raids. Regiram's a great Pokemon. I don't have very many of those, even though I don't think the shiny's out, but I would do them just to have more Regirams.
That's a good one. And that one was, I think, before remote. No,
it's a PvP relevant guy, isn't it? Regiram.
Yeah, in PvE, I think he's currently, taking out Megas and Shadows, putting those to the side. I think he's the best fire attacker.
Oh, there you go.
Reshiram is. So.
But yeah, I think overall this might be the worst hour out of the 4 hours. Not to say, like, I don't want to shit on it and say it's bad, but I would say
a lot of repeats in that one.
Yeah,
has been around a lot. Groudon and the
I would say they've a bunch of them have been around a lot, and like Reshiram not being shiny hurts. If you already have a shiny Groudon or a shiny Heatran, then you're less excited about that.
Yes.
The same with Regirock as well. If you already have a shiny Regirock, you're not as excited about that. And then Yveltal and Landorus aren't shiny, so unless they suddenly come out and they're like, "Oh, surprise! All of these guys can be shiny," that would be huge. Yeah. Let's just move on to Frost. Well, anything out of Lava specifically that you're going to be going for personally?
Reshiram is tempting because I have a hundo at level 40. So
you need that XL candy.
Yeah, and I know it's gonna come back at some point, and so any that I get that hour invited to, or any that I could see from home, I'll do. I'm not gonna say no to Groudon for the same reason. XL candy,
and the shiny's really great.
It is.
Out of the ones listed there, that might have the best shiny. I don't know what Yveltal shiny looks like, even though it's not in the game yet. But
red. Well, you know what was going on during Yveltal, small side story, was the Ditto glitch, the shiny Ditto glitch, where you put it into a raid. It was some kind of trick that you had to do. It took like maybe 10 seconds, and you had to take something out, put something in, put the Ditto in, and then put the Ditto in. It would become the shiny form of what you were raiding.
Wow.
So people, you were able to see what shiny Yveltal looked like, at least from the back. And then shiny Pancham was in raid, so you got to see what shiny Pancham was like.
That's pretty neat.
It's like a fun Easter egg thing, and then Niantic gets rid of it like a few weeks later. I'm like, come on.
I wish that they would have made shiny Ditto just like, if you caught a shiny Pokemon and it happened to be a Ditto, then that Ditto is shiny. But I get why that would infuriate some people. Frost Hour is going to be Kyogre, Lugia, Articuno, Suicune or Suicune, or however you pronounce it, Regice, Palkia, Kyurem, and the Lake Guardians. What stands out here to you? There's a lot of, I think there's good stuff here.
Yeah, Kyogre is a big one, even though it's kind of like, it's on the same level as Groudon. It's been around a lot, but it's got a great shiny, and it's very useful, like Groudon, for PvP and PvE. It's probably, I think it's still, again, minus Shadows and Megas, like the best water attacker Kyogre is. So that's definitely an added bonus.
Lugia is just an overall popular, like, he's not an OG legendary, but he's kind of the closest thing to an OG legendary other than, Mewtwo. Like, him and Ho-Oh are basically OG legendaries, being like, they're just classics. You can't go wrong with a Lugia. I'll never get tired of Lugia. I know that much. But I say that now, but once I catch 20 of them, I'll be like, I'm kind of done. But Lugia has been around forever. They've done a ton of events for him. Articuno, shiny is indistinguishable. It's a horrible shiny. We got a ton of Articunos. But
yes, we do. That's a heavy repeat one.
Same thing with Suicune and Regice. Like we've got them all three of these legendaries. We've got them a ton of times. You're basically just, if you're doing those, your chances are you're just going for, like you said, either the candy for like maybe Regice, or you're just shiny hunting.
I think Palkia will get some traction, even though the shiny isn't available. We haven't seen much of it. I think it's only had like one full go around. Like it got like 2 or 3 weeks as a raid boss by itself, and that's it. So, that's something that newer players might not have even rated before.
Right. I was going to say, Palkia out of this one is the coolest one, I think, personally.
Yeah.
The Godzilla Space God. Even without the shiny, like that's the one out of this group that I'd probably be most excited to do, just because like what you said, we haven't seen a lot of it.
What else? Sorry, go ahead. What else was in that hour?
Kyurem, the Ice Dragon.
Oof.
Personally, I like Kyurem as a flavor text Pokemon. I think it's cool looking.
Yeah.
But again, no shiny kind of hurts.
And that one was like the first boss we had when we had like remote raiding and inviting people remotely. So like, a lot of the world couldn't raid, due to lockdowns and stuff. And then, Kyurem was around for like, I don't know, a month. So like people just went nuts and raided that thing like crazy. So I don't know how much.
Yeah.
But again, talk to your group. If that's something you need, they'll help you out. That's a really easy one to beat.
And then right out the gate, we talked about the late Guardians. I don't think we need to go over them again. Uxie, Mesprit, and Azelf. Like the big deal with those guys are they're regional exclusives. So if you want to get one that's outside your region, you need to find someone that can invite you to it.
Yes.
So
yes.
Get with your homeboys. I'm telling you. So the last hour is Thunder Hour. Zapdos, Raikou, Registeel, Rayquaza, Dialga, Therian Form Thundurus, Zekrom, and Xerneas. This might be the best hour out of all 4 hours.
Yeah, this one is probably the most loaded with the combined of like the shinies, the shiny grind ones, PvP Pokemon, and Dialga is a huge one. It's very popular. It's still like ranked top 3 in like Master League because it's such a tank.
It's my strongest. I mean, if you don't include that stupid Slaking, which I don't, because even though it might be over 4,000, it's kind of junk.
It is, yeah.
I have a Dialga. Dialga is my strongest Pokemon. It's over 4,000. Like I don't remember what it is specifically. It's a beast, and I can't power it up anymore without XL candy. So,
gotcha.
I would absolutely do those for XL candy. Zekrom, I didn't get a lot of Zekrom for whatever reason. I would do that even though there's no shiny. Plus, also it's just a really cool Pokemon in general.
Yeah, it's very good.
Rayquaza, I know Rayquaza is probably the most popular out of this whole group as far as just like straight Pokemon go.
Yeah,
it's got a great shiny. I don't need any more shiny Rayquazas. I got like 2 or 3 of them. I have 100% Rayquaza that's not shiny. Like I don't need any more Rayquazas, but I get why people would love to do Rayquaza.
Yes, and it's a very, very easy boss to beat. It's like very duoable because it's double weak to ice and its defense stat is pure garbage. So, but it hits like a truck, and that's why you want to get a good amount of them. So yeah, that one will be very popular. Dialga, Zekrom.
Xerneas is a new one that we just got, just like Yveltal, but also I'm partial to Yveltal and Xerneas mostly because those were the games, X and Y were the games that, like, I think every Pokemon fan has sort of like hit their limit at a certain point and left the fandom, even just briefly. Like, I think fatigue happens to everyone every once in a while. And my fatigue hit probably the two gens before that. I don't remember. I mean, gosh, sue me for not remembering off the top of my head. But X and Y brought me back, and
Okay.
so I especially like Xerneas for that. Like I bought a copy of X and got that beautiful deer. Gosh, I love it.
It is a great looking Pokemon.
I can't wait for it to be shiny someday.
Yes.
I'll definitely go for that. And then Registeel is, I think he's PvP relevant, right? With Lock On.
Yes. Registeel is still ranked up there in both Great League and Ultra League. Like top 10, top 20, somewhere in that range. Just because its defense is so high.
Mm-hmm.
And the lock on fast move charges up the charge moves pretty quickly.
Yeah. But the real prize of this hour, you told me you were going for Raikou. So everyone send Rhayes all your Raikous. That's his favorite Pokemon. No, I'm just kidding. And then that's it.
I like it. I like it.
I like it as a Pokemon. I don't like it as something I want to go raiding after anymore.
Yeah, it's been here a lot.
Newer players will not remember when they first started doing special research breakthroughs. They were always legendary.
Yes.
In the special research breakthroughs, and they did the legendary birds, they did the Reggies, and they did the beasts, all three of the legendary beasts, and they did Latios and Latios, and then they probably recycled them 2 or 3 or 4 times because at a certain point everyone was sick of them.
Yeah, the first 3 groups that you mentioned, the beasts, the birds, and the Reggies, they've also all had, if you've been playing this long enough, raid train days where they, you know, every gym for 3 or 4 hours has that boss going on a 3-hour timer. So those, you know, I think that's how they release the shinies for those is through those raid hours.
So
raid trains.
Lastly, I should bring up that if you're on the XP grind, don't forget to have your lucky eggs going all day. You know, if you got them, burn them. The raid day, if you had to save them for one day, save them for the raid day for sure.
I'm glad you brought up XP. Quick side note: you don't have to buy. Okay, you have to buy the ticket for all the free passes, and I definitely advise everyone to buy the ticket. It's like crazy amount.
$5
money. Yeah, $5.
If
super cheap for both
when
days.
they announced that it was $5. If you couldn't raise $5 in like a month and a half or whatever, then I don't know how to help you. But I get some people don't want to put credit cards in the phone, stuff like that. You could have still went and got a $5 gift card. I mean, you could ask your parents for $5 so you could play a silly Pokemon game. Like,
yes.
Be a good boy. Do your homework. Umbreon is my fave Pokemon. And ask your parents for $5 for this, please, so that you can play.
But another bonus for day 2 is that you get 20,000 XP per raid rather than 10,000 for ticket holders. So yeah, and if you drop an egg, that's 40,000 per raid. That's a lot.
Yeah, if you're still trying to get to level 40 for your shiny Mew quest from Kanto Tour, like if this doesn't get you there, this will knock out a huge chunk of it for you.
Oh yeah.
Like and if you're sitting at like level 39, chances I would be shocked if you didn't get to level 40 after both days combined. Yeah. As much as you'll be catching, as much as you'll be raiding and etc. Like it's a lot. And then don't forget to spend your gems to get your raid passes back. You'll be able to complete time research to get up to 8 additional remote raid passes. And in the shop, there will be an event bundle that has 3 remote raid passes in it as well. Yes. So don't forget to go to the shop, claim your stuff. Send gifts to your friends and stuff so that you can stock up on items. You're going to need revives, full restores, hyper potions, full revives, whatever the fuck ever. Like you're going to need that stuff. And a great way of getting that stuff is through sending and receiving gifts. Especially if you're not in a place that has a lot of stops to spin in the first place. So
yes.
And if you can stock up beforehand, like this podcast comes out a little over a week before the event, maybe like control your spending a little bit in terms of like fighting rocket guys or fighting in gyms, if that's going to be an issue for you. Some people have more like revives and then they know what to do with and just end up deleting them. But that's not true for every player. Like,
Yes.
you know, some players struggle to keep their Pokemon revived. So really concentrate on stocking up your items that you're going to need a lot of, especially for raiding, because you're going to get knocked out a whole bunch. You're going to need to heal a lot. So don't forget to
Yes,
do
and
that.
unless you're like in a major city where you're like living, you know, you wake up and you're around 3 stops, you know, inventory, storage, item management, sorry, is a major one for all of us.
Yeah.
Anytime it's around certain events. So I'm the same way. I try to keep, I don't know, maybe 1,000 balls in total for like a community day. And then,
well, just like Pokemon storage for a community day and like the Saturday of GoFest will be really important because you're going to want to catch stuff as fast as possible. Maybe you don't want to spend a lot of time checking each and every one as you catch it. Because I personally don't do that. I catch as much as I can. And then when there's a lull in the action, I'll go to the 1 stars, I'll go to the 2 stars, and I'll just delete them all.
Yes.
And I'll save the 0 stars because I like to look for nundos. Like I like to look for perfect zeros. So, and then I try to save up my coins too and then right before the event, I'll stock up on Pokemon storage space if I can.
I'm glad you brought up coins. That's another thing that I had. Brett, we have to look at ourselves in the mirrors here, and you have to be honest. Yes, the 21 passes are all there that you get for free, but that might only last an hour or 2 hours probably if you're super active rating on day 2. Maybe that lasts into the 3rd hour. I would say definitely set a limit for yourself, depending on your own personal situation on coins. And then like the day before, put whatever you want to, $5, $10, put that in there. And then that way, when you run out of those free passes and you need to buy more passes when you're getting another invite, you just buy it right away. Because sometimes having to put in your phone password or doing the thumbprint or whatever, that takes 20, 30 seconds to do that thing. When you're like, oh, I'm trying to get into this lobby, I'm trying to do this Mewtwo, and I have to buy a pass. So I would definitely have, like you said, with the coins saved up. If you're gonna spend, just be honest with yourself. If you're gonna spend anyway, just do it in advance. Have the coins there, so when that prompt comes up, hey, you're out of passes, buy 1 or buy
and
3.
Also, if you're worried about spending too much, but you do want to spend, just agree with yourself beforehand. I'm going to put $10 into the game, and when I run out, I run out.
Yes.
Like, and then that's just the end of it. You know, if that's the way, if that was your concern, like budgeting and stuff like that, you're a lot less likely to go over budget if you agree to it beforehand and then just go ahead and spend that money up front, as opposed to, oh, I'll just do one more raid. Oh, I'll just do one more raid. Oh, I'll just do one more raid. And the next thing you know, you've done 15 raids, 20 raids, whatever.
Yeah, we've all been guilty of that at some point.
At some point,
it happens to the best of us.
Not just with Pokemon Go, but in life in general. That's the way. That's where they get you in the bars, Rhayes. Next thing you know, you're married with 3 dogs, right? 2 dogs, right, Rhayes? 2 dogs. That's right. Hey, folks, but that's a show. We hope that you found this guide to GoFest particularly useful. Check me out on Breaker Streams on Twitch. Bye, person that joined and then immediately left again. What is happening? Golly. Twitch.tv/Breaker Streams. You can find Rhayes on the Pod Dog Discord or the Pokemon Go Radio Discord. The links for all that stuff. Well, not the Pokemon Go Radio one. You can just go to Patreon and search for them. Our Discord, Pod Dog, will be in the description. But he's there, as always. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we call her a day?
Oh, I think it was a great thing to do a preview of GoFest. And like you said, I'm in the After Darkrai Pod Dog Discord. So yeah, if you want to talk about Pogo stuff, I'm in there. Rhayes 683.
Rhayes.
I always love how you say it.
You have to say it like that every time, or else it doesn't count.
I had the app open like 24/7 when
I heard you're like Candyman. Like you open the Pokemon Go app and you look at your reflection in the phone and you say Rhayes, 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 and then you send a raid invite. Is how I thought it worked. Candyman, they call him
myself on accident.
They call him the Candyman of Pokemon Go. Thanks so much for being here, buddy. It's always great to see you and catch up with you. Appreciate your expertise. Join us. Hi, Hannah. Join us next time here in a couple weeks when we come back. We'll talk about how GoFest went for us. I know I'm going to miss that second day because of work. Woo. But maybe I'll sneak into a few raids here and there. We'll see what happens. But Hannah will be back on the next episode to yell at me for stuff that I probably did and forgot about. But hey, and then we'll be back to like our normal bullshit where we just yell at each other and make terrible jokes and stuff like that. But hey, Rhayes, after you bought a ticket to GoFest,
Darkrai will punch you in the chest.
Hey, bye everybody.
Bye.
Sort of. Bye everybody. Bye. I ruined it. We fucking nailed it, and then I ruined it. I ruined it immediately. Oh, and check out our other show, Jaws Breakers, the very funny. Oh shit, what is it? The Scary Funny Shark Show. I forgot to plug that show in the plugs for Rhayes. I'm sorry about that.
Because you've got like 5 projects going on all the time.
Oh man, and you know what? I have more in the pipeline that I'll never get to do because my sister, who isn't here, is a bum. Oh, she's muted. She can't defend herself.